Alright, this is my first review. I just hope I can get a couple of subscribers here. But there should be something for me. This game's pretty terrible. It's called Spider-Man X-Men Arcade Game. At first I thought it would be a pretty cool crossover, but no. Anyway, Spider-Man has to free some of these X-Men here. You can play as the X-Men later levels, of course. Alright. Let's begin with the problems of this game. First of all, I don't even know what that spider refers to. I just got shot over there, getting cheesed off by the enemy since I can't even angle my web balls. It even look like crap. I mean, doesn't Spidey tie up the enemies? Yes, it's terrible. Here's the next thing. The web swing's a joke. You can't even do it while you're in midair. So I'm gonna try that web swinging again. Hopefully I'll get lucky. Damn it! Alright, third time's the charm. I just barely made it across. Alright, next problem. What the hell? I got the things that weren't flashing? What's that supposed to mean? See, that's another problem. You can barely even see enemies. Here's another problem with this game with the controls. See, I can't even make it across the right thing by jumping from the left side. I can make it there, but I'll show you what I have to do if I was on the left side. I have to do a mini web swing, which is absurd. It's just preposterous, I swear. I got cheesed off right there. Another thing I noticed about this game is that when you're on the top, when you're climbing, you can't even jump. You can't even climb over the thing. You have to jump over it rather than climb over the ledge. I can't believe they did this on Spider-Man's game. It's ridiculous. And how the hell am I supposed to get that enemy without getting shot if I can't even angle it? Bullshit. What? The door was closed? What I have to do is get all the things that were flashing. This took me 10 minutes to do. They're these blue objects that flash in the red. That's what the spider sense was referring to. See, I thought it was right there, but no, it wasn't. Alright, let's try another place then. Alright, now look where the thing was. It was right there in the beginning of the level. It's just ridiculous. Why can't you just get these damn things any order? Anyway, it took me a while to do, but I finished that. Alright, on to the next part. Here, I'm able to choose a few characters after I guess I free them or something. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Alright, so I'll just choose, let's see, this Spidey, Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, and Gambit. I'll choose Gambit. He's a favorite of mine. Hopefully it'll be better than Spider-Man. Alright, I gotta run from this thing. What the hell? My cards barely go anywhere. At least I can fire up, unlike the spider. Another thing is that the cards actually have a limit to it. Let's do this. This next game I'm reviewing is Wolverine. And if you thought some games I reviewed were questionable, there's no doubt that this game is bad. I mean, I thought I had problems with Star Tropics 2 or Ys 3 for their lack of stopping power, but this is a joke. But what do you know, it's LJN. Well, here's the first problem of the game. With the claws, believe it or not, you lose health. Wolverine has a healing factor. This just doesn't make any sense at all. Fortunately, though, when it goes into the red, you can't use the claws, so you can't kill yourself. That would be funny too, Wolverine dying by pulling out his claws. And here's another problem with the game, though. You see how this guy, that I guess I'll call him an Iceman reject, is teleporting out and popping back in. If he touches you, there's no invincibility barrier, so you're gonna keep getting hit. It's ridiculous. And another thing, as you see there, is that while I try to hit this Iceman reject, Wolverine partially stands up to attack like an idiot, and so I'll get hurt. And isn't that a really cheap place? So now I'm losing health by using these claws, and that's basically this game. I had no patience with this because that's just a travesty to Wolverine. There's no excuse to make him get hurt by using his claws, especially when he has a healing factor. And I'm about to die. There we go. All this crap here. And I died. And that's that. Bad games, bad games. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they rip off you? These games, they all so bad. All they ever do is make me mad. At first I expected these games to be great. That's what I expect from the money they make. Some games were cool at first, but after a replay I realized they're the worst. Bad games, bad games. Some games started off on the right track, but I think now that the developers will crack. If you're wondering why I review this crap, it's to help prevent you from getting a heart attack. Bad games, bad games. Alright, my next review is going to be for an unreleased game for the Super NES in Japan. It is called The Amazing Spider-Man Lethal Foes. Yeah, this has been a bad week, I suppose. Not only do I review one game, not two, but 3 games. This game starts off actually pretty fine, but I do have a few complaints about it. Like, they recycled the enemies way too much. I'll show you some of the moves. You got the uppercut here, the jump kick there. You have a web ball as well. Yeah, that guy's kind of annoying. And Spider-Man has a dash thing, and he can even do a shoulder charge as well. And you have a nice combo too, so this is a lot better than Arcade's Revenge. The style of review that I'm going to do is kind of like Bad Dudes. And as you saw there, he can't climb the ledge, but fortunately you do have a web swing. And you can climb upside down. I don't get why they don't let you transition it. Well, here's the first boss. This is the main problem with this game. The bosses, they either really suck or they have priority over everything. It's like you get near them, they choke you, and all this other crap. Okay, these are some of the enemies they recycle. This green guy with this big gun, a green guy with a small gun, a baby spider that's green, another robotic thing that's blue. Oh, another thing I wanted to say is that Spidey has that weird noise when he gets an item. I have no idea what that means. And there's that recycling again with that flying thing. Here's the lizard, another crappy boss. Basically, to beat him, you gotta use your web balls. He'll just keep grabbing you. I hate games like this because it's like they force you to beat bosses in the most uninspired ways if you want to have a chance against them. This is especially true with Smythe and Venom. And here we go, I just kicked his ass. Okay, Mysterio. I mean, we all know Mysterio is basically just an illusionist, so it's a given that he sucks. So I'll cut them some slack for this guy. I didn't really need to try to do anything to be cheap against him, or I should say, you could beat him regularly fighting. So I guess in that sense, he's sort of like the best boss in this game. Unlike the Beetle who I beat with all those jump kicks and whatnot. The next boss is Smythe. This is one of the problematic bosses in the game because they get priority over everything, and wherever you do, he just chokes you, just like Venom. I'm gonna show him next, and it's just aggravating. This is just ridiculous. There we go. I just did a jump kick, and all of a sudden he just grabs me. What the hell? And that's even worse. His knee, because it's like you could jump kick him in the chest, and his knee will hit you. That just doesn't make any sense at all. This could have been a good game had it not been for the boss battles, which are either too easy or ridiculously unfair like this one. Fortunately though, if you do get lucky, you can beat this guy. I was able to do it, but I didn't show it on video. This could have been a good game, but with these annoying boss battles or the ridiculously easy ones, it's not. And here's the Green Goblin. I had to shorten this one a bit though, since it's annoying. All he does is just fly around. The first time I faced him I had 30 seconds, so I actually got a time over. Can you believe that? Because of what an endurance battle this is. And it's not fun at all. All he does is throw bombs, and just gotta jump kick him, and then you throw the web ball. If you can time it right, it can be pretty easy to do, and really easy. Unfortunately though, I have to mention another problem with this game. You'll see this in the boss battle I had against Dr. Octopus. Basically, the game has slowdown, so it can be pretty hard to do moves every once in a while. Well, not even once in a while. Constantly, once the slowdown happens. I find it weird because in most SNES games, I don't notice a slowdown. And here's the Scorpion. This is the lamest boss in the game. But you know, I don't really have much of a strategy. I tried beating him other ways, but all he does is backpedal and swing his tail. So all you do is just approach him and trip him, and he's pretty much done for. I'll show the whole boss battle because he's just ridiculously easy. He's a joke. Mysterio was a much better fight than this guy. And at least Mysterio's fair, unlike Smythe and Venom, as I said before, you'll see later in this video. And that's then the Scorpion. Okay, I'll show you what a breeze this level is. And you'll see the same enemies from the prior levels, like that green guy, the baby spiders. Yeah. I know it's a graphical complaint, like with SWAT Cats, where I couldn't tell the wall was the background or that ladder, but I think that's a fair complaint when it feels that developers either got lazy or you can't really recognize the graphics well. Well, here's Venom, another cheap boss battle, and just like Smythe, he basically has that same thing where he just chokes you, and it's really annoying, and I think you need luck against this guy as well. That was the only way I could beat him. I thought I had something for a moment with the low-high combo that I'm doing right now, and there you go. It just chokes me and throws you, and it's ridiculous. What the hell? I wasn't even close to him, and he still does that. This is just aggravating. You just get near him and he chokes you. And then if you don't get near him, he'll just jump back. This backpedaling, which is just like bad dudes, is really annoying. I just can't take this crap. Again and again and again with this. Well, on to the next level. I did beat this guy too, but like I said, it was sheer luck. And I did back. The next boss battle is Doc Ock. And how do you beat him? Well, if you follow Punch-Out's video by Team Awesome with Von Kaiser, you give him the uppercut! The uppercut! This guy, man, this boss is horrible. I thought that the bosses in bad dudes were bad, but no. This is even worse. It takes it to the next level. This guy gets an uppercut in 2 trips. This is a disgrace to Doc Ock. You expect something like this from someone like Mysterio, but no. That just doesn't happen. As I said before, this could have been a good game, but these boss battles are really bad. Well, the next boss, which is the final boss, will be Carnage, and if you were expecting a hard boss battle, you're wrong. Believe it or not, Venom actually joins you. And if you thought Venom would be any help, like in that boss battle that I struggled with because he choked me, no, that would make too much sense, as I say countless times on reviews. I know I may sound repetitive, but these games, man, it's like they don't learn from other games' mistakes. It's ridiculous. Look at what Venom's doing. And this is what makes Carnage so easy. All you gotta do is shoot a web ball, make him jump, and then kick him in the shin. And you just keep doing that, and that's exactly how you beat him. I won't skip this thing because he's the last boss battle, but this sucks, man. And Venom, does he choke him? No. This sucks. This is horrible. How can you have an ally this bad, but when he's an enemy, he's too good? I don't get it at all. Although I remember an RPG cliche where it's like they'll have bad guys that join your party and they're practically neutered in terms of power, and this sucks. It's just ridiculous. How can Venom be this useless? Carnage isn't even that tough, I mean, fortunately. But the worst thing about this is you see that Venom's right behind Carnage and he doesn't even grab him and choke him out or hit him with a web ball or anything. He's a useless character here. I mean, I guess at least he doesn't hurt you either, but still. This is a horrible team up. This is pretty much the equivalent of basically someone wants to join forces with you and they constantly get in your way. Like when you try to hit the opponent, they'll get in your way. Fortunately, this game they didn't do that, so you could go past Venom. But this is a horrible boss battle, and as you can see, Carnage can jump off the screen, and sometimes he double jumps, so he can get lost. The only trouble I had was when he got lucky a couple of times and trapped me in the corner, but for a final boss battle, this is terrible. And that's the end of that. I'll show the ending too. I don't really do this much, but the ending, I know I don't understand Japanese, but based on what I see, I think it's pretty bad. Basically, there's an explosion and Carnage survives. I find this to be so stupid. Well, at least the game is gold compared to Arcade's Revenge or Sinister Six. Those were some really bad games. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I didn't have any problems recording. My next review is The Incredible Hulk for Sega Genesis. This is a special request by Expo Temkin. This game's even worse than Bad Dudes. I didn't think it was possible, but let me show you something to prove that to you. The default difficulty is easy, and it's hard as hell. I could not even get past the first level. Okay, let's begin. I'm gonna skip the transformation sequence. We all know this already. Hulk should be strong, right? Wrong. You see how it takes multiple hits to kill this one guy? In Bad Dudes, it only took one hit. Another thing is that the game is made by US Gold, and they recycle a lot of things. I'll show you a couple of the things in my one playthrough of this game. Like, the thing here is that when you punch them, they slide over. But these guys got guns, so that makes your punching useless, since it gives them range to shoot you. It's just aggravating. Well, this is pretty much just how it is. I'm trying to see if I could get that green icon there with the T. I don't really know what it does, but who cares? This game. So what the hell? I just fell through the floor. That's just like Beetlejuice. You saw the enemy walk right on it. I hate how inconsistent this game is. Like, I'm able to walk on the manhole right here, and then go down. I just don't get this at all. And here comes a part with some bullshit detection. The uppercut didn't work. And here's the part that Indiana Jones, where the guy just falls in the shallow water and he dies. I'm going to show a reenactment later on in this video. Another thing I don't get about this is the guys that are crouching, they don't slide. You think that since they're in a crouching position, that they wouldn't be able to prevent themselves from moving as much, but that just doesn't make sense. This game makes Bad Dudes very playable. And it only gets worse. You can see what happens when you finally die. And isn't that the cheapest place to put a guy with a rocket launcher? You become really helpless. This is ridiculous. I don't believe it. I'm the Hulk and I gotta actually run away from normal goons. This is embarrassing. This is a disgrace to any fan of the Hulk. And I just got shot there. Now I turn back to Banner. There's nothing what the fuck? I got shot before I could even move. I just don't believe this. I'm gonna compare this now to Indiana Jones, which was also made by US Gold, to show they recycle their own bullshit anyway.
Yeah. Oh, okay, gay biker. What the fuck? What the hell was that? Oh, I'm getting my revenge on this bitch. Oh yeah, take that. Oh wait, you kicked me in the nuts? Oh, you're fucked, baby. Oh yeah, take that, you ultimate wearing bitch!
Alright, now for the Hulk version. I tried to reenact this as best as I could. I landed this time, but the first time I did this, I didn't land. So I get shot and I just fall into the shallow water and die. Bad games, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they rip off you? These games, they all so bad. All they ever do is make me mad. At first I expected these games to be great. That's what I expect from the money they make. Some games were cool at first, but after a replay I realized they're the worst. Bad games. Some games started off on the right track, but I think now that the developers will crack. If you're wondering why I review this crap, it's to help prevent you from getting a heart attack. Bad games. The next game I'm reviewing is a request by a man with no name called Captain America and the Avengers. I'm going to explain why I do my reviews to be short. It's mainly because of the fact that a lot of these games I play, I'm just getting tortured when I play them, and I just can't take it anymore. I'd rather just play some better game that doesn't have these flaws, and I find the flaw within a few seconds. Oh yeah, like I'm really gonna be able to help these guys out. I'm gonna show you the problems with this game in a little while, but trust me, it's really bad. Most of the time, if I ever do a long review, it's because the flaws are funny, like with bad dudes, or how I beat the hell out of those bosses using no strategy and they just kept running to my punches. Well, this is the problem with the game. You cannot combo a lot of the enemies, so it's gonna make things very difficult for a really cheap reason. Plus there are like 3 guys there, so your best bet is probably your shield throw if you get lucky, or your jump kick. And the range of your attacks in terms of the planes, that's very limited, so you have to be exactly on the same plane as your enemy or else you'll never hit them. And another problem with this game is that after you hit the enemies, they actually can become invincible for a few seconds after they get up, which I find ridiculous. And this power up, I think it really sucks. The weapon, although if it hits, it can actually kill the weak enemy in one hit, but it's not really worth using because it goes so much slower than your shield. You'll probably miss it anyway. And that's pretty much how it is with this game. And you see that? It's ridiculous. I think the Stars and Stripes move can help you out though. And the difficulty is just so cheap because of all this crap. This is one of the worst beat-em-ups I've ever played. I really would like to know why I should continue past the first level in this game. I don't find there to be any point. Because the enemies, that's just a horrible game flaw. To make the enemies, you're outnumbered and you're going to give them invincibility after you knock them down. I'm just speechless at how stupid that is. Well, here we go with the first bosses. Pretty much the only thing you can do is pretty much a shield throw. I managed to beat them, although they put up a fight. And I find it to be rather frustrating since the lack of being able to combo most enemies in the game can be pretty damn annoying. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to say is that when I do these reviews of games, I just feel that basically just go for it, take it as long as you possibly can, and basically I do these things unscripted, obviously. That's why you probably hear me stutter sometimes. And as I said, the thing with the plane is true, where if you're not on the same level as your opponent, you'll probably never hit them, and I just died there. And this barrage is really annoying. But the best way to beat them is pretty much to run away when they both set themselves up, or you could take out one of the guys and the other guy will keep moving. I didn't show it in the video, but that happens too. Let's let the suffering commence, shall we? I don't even know how I missed him with the shield there when it came back. I think I should have hit him, but as I said, oh great, the guy's got a gun. There are 5 guys on the screen, all of which invincibility when you knock them down. If this doesn't drive you nuts, I don't know what will. How the hell are you supposed to win this? Well, at least I've managed to find a way with the Stars and Stripes. But this is crazy. This is just the first level. I mean, this is ridiculous for a game to be this hard and be so damn cheap. And I get a recovery item and it only recovers 1/5 of my health. How lazy is that? This is just terrible. I think the only move I've got is that Stars and Stripes, where he just puts his shield forward and he rushes. Oh yeah, you can't dash in this game either, but I mean, I played beat-em-ups that are a lot better, even though you can't dash, like Final Fight, where, as I said, when you hit the enemies, they don't become invincible, unlike this game, for a few seconds, which is terrible game design. That's a really cheap way of making the game hard. So basically I gotta knock him down and then I gotta run away for a little while. And right there, cheap shot right there, because he's invincible. Yeah, this is maddening. I swear. Well, you'll never guess what about this boss. I can actually combo him by some miracle like the regular enemies. You can't escape, huh? Just gotta hold out. I wish I never played this game. But I gotta do this so you guys don't have to. And the boss has invincibility. Like usual, you know. I think the enemies also have invincibility even when you don't knock them down. This is a terrible way to make a game to do this. And then of course, as I said before, throwing that thing at the enemies that moves so slow they'll just get out of your way. I mean, I had trouble hitting them with the shield and that moves fast, so I had no chance, although I got lucky in the video of throwing that thing. It's just embarrassing. But at least I managed to beat this guy. But I'll never play this anymore. This is just horrific. I mean, Bad Dudes was so bad it was funny, but this game is punishment. Bad games, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they rip off you? These games, they all so bad. All they ever do is make me mad. At first I expected these games to be great. That's what I expect from the money they make. Some games were cool at first, but after a replay I realized they're the worst. Bad games. Some games started off on the right track, but I think now that the developers will crack. If you're wondering why I review this crap, it's to help prevent you from getting a heart attack. Bad games. This review is a request by Barber747. It is The Tick. It's a beat-em-up game, but at least it's better than Captain America and the Avengers. But I'll quickly show the problems of this game. You have basically a kick and a punch combo, and you can mix between the two, but the problem is the jump kick sucks. Basically, it's hard to land correctly, and the enemies can escape out of your combos, as you see, as I'm doing right there occasionally. And as I said before, the jump kick's hard to do, but this pales in comparison to the next part of the level. Anyway, as you see here, at least you have a chance of getting your combos off, unlike the other one. Anyway, this is the next part of the level I wanted to show. So you have all this stuff coming at you, where you have like no time to react, which does remind me of Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Arcade's Revenge, the first game I reviewed. And this is just really cheap. You have like no time to react. I tried to dodge that, but I fell in. But you have like these subplots if you miss the roof that you're supposed to jump on. Like, here's supposed to be a parody of Superman. I forgot at the time that you can't really harm him. I was thinking, you know, the Tick has super strength, so maybe it could hurt him. It took me a while to realize that. You just gotta get the kryptonite. He's a joke, but the sad thing about this is, even if you don't get the kryptonite, he doesn't even fight back. That's terrible. I just kept comboing him and he just kept stuttering. That's just pitiful. Anyway, I'm gonna go and get the kryptonite. Yeah, that's another thing I don't like about this game, is that the running is basically, you gotta hold in the same direction for a while. You don't really tap forward twice. And I don't think you can throw in this game either, so that hurts also. I mean, this isn't the worst beat-em-up I played. I'd say maybe it's a little below mediocre, maybe. I wouldn't want to play this much. This cheap crap with the knives and the shurikens and the axes that come out of nowhere, especially the axes, because you don't expect that. They come from below the screen and they barely touch you. They catch you. It's ridiculous. Well, I had enough of this game. I mean, at least it wasn't that bad, but it sucked. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you can use Arthur to wipe out enemies too. Bad games, bad games. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they rip off you? These games, they all so bad. All they ever do is make me mad. At first I expected these games to be great. That's what I expect from the money they make. Some games were cool at first, but after a replay I realized they're the worst. Bad games, bad games. Some games started off on the right track, but I think now that the developers smoke crack. If you're wondering why I review this crap, it's to help prevent you from getting a heart attack. Bad games, bad games.